Adventures of David Lieberhardt broadcast. We're leaving Buffalo, New York. We're leaving Buffalo, New York. And we're going to Rochester now. We're leaving Buffalo, New York. We're leaving Buffalo, New York. Where the Everglades are beautiful. From Canada to the United States. And Buffalo, New York. We're going to New Horizons and Rochester. We're going to Horizon and Rochester to do music and make people happy and always. We're leaving Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York.
What did you say we're going to New Horizons?
We're going to Rochester.
You said like New Horizons in Rochester.
I said Rochester. You don't
say New Horizons?
New Horizons we're going to New Horizons. I said Rochester. You just have to play it back. New Horizons is like horizon of the sun.
Okay, just checking.
All right, Mr. Critical Pickle.
I'm not being critical.
All right.
Just wondering.
Okay. Well, I'm so happy.
Unfortunately, that episode stopped recording. I don't know what happened, but here's the next one we recorded.
I lost 2 tea bags and a cherry Enquirer magazine. It made me want to scream. I lost 2 tea bags and an Enquirer about Jerry Lewis passing on. It makes me feel sad and on and on. A homeless guy came up to me. Said, you have any food that can feed me? I gave him all my reruns and leftovers from all the hotels and where I ate. I lost 2 tea bags and a Jerry Lewis Enquirer magazine. It makes me so upset I want to scream. I had my favorite iced tea in there. I gave him all my food. I gave him my BTL bacon and ham sandwiches. I gave him 2 bottles of water, but I gave away the best of it. I lost 2 tea bags and a Jerry Lewis Enquirer magazine. It makes me want to scream, makes me want to scream, makes me want to scream. Well, this is the broadcast, David Lieberhardt. We're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where my grandmother is from, and my dad, Elibas Lieberhardt, is from. We were born and raised in Pittsburgh, and my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, Henry Lieber Unger Hartman, was from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He was a big 30-degree Mason, and he was well known and well respected in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Well, anyway, he owned a couple bowling alleys too. Well, we're on our way to Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm gonna miss the luxury of being in a hotel because I'm going to stay with Jonah's best friends in the forest, and we got to find a place to stay for New York, Philadelphia, and where else?
We have a place to stay in Philadelphia.
We do?
Yeah.
That's great. Well, it's raining here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We did a wonderful show, but someone hijacked our money. Somebody just fined things. I left my money behind the bar. I gave it to the bartender, and I don't know what happened to the money we made because we sold a lot of T-shirts, CDs, and everything. So I don't understand that. And money was missing from my green fanny pack as well, like $150 from that as well. So I don't understand. It's a mystery. It's a hard thing to forgive, but it's from now on I'm going to give Jonah my fanny pack and our the money in the children's lunch box and put it up on the stage from now on, because I don't think it's right that someone took our money out that we worked so hard for, and it's just, my grandmother Schroeder would say, it's a scandalous and a shame. It's real bad. But anyway, it's raining. It looks like the world is crying, and my prayers came true that terrible Hurricane Irene didn't tear up Florida. My prayers were answered. I prayed that it would go and sea and go the opposite way. So I'm grateful that the people didn't have, that things were much safer for the people. And I heard they're returning to their homes, but they're without electricity. But my prayers go with them still, that everything is going to work out for them. And I was praying that their pets would go to shelters, and I was glad that a lot of people took the animals into the shelters. Places took them in, because there's so many beautiful dogs and cats. I love animals. I love those little critters, as my grandmother Schroeder would say. That it's so adorable. So I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where my dad's side of the family was from, and they passed on, went on to the other side. My dad Helibus and my grandmother Louise Schroeder, but this is where they were born and raised, was Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this is my third time with Jonah here in Pittsburgh. Is it third time?
Yeah.
It's great. I wish we just wouldn't go through all this bad weather. It's just rainy, and we have to be careful when we drive. And I'm grateful that I met a guy that drove me to pass out my sheet music. Everything was so far in between. So many of the churches have become bookstores, restaurants, and not even nightclubs. So we got 5 churches. 5 churches are better than none. And I'm hoping those churches use my music and report it to CCLI, Christian Copyright Licensing, and One Licensing, which is GIA Publishing Company. So we're going to the hotel now, and last time I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I went to the Children's Museum where I saw Mr. Rogers' puppets. And if you're ever in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, go to the Children's Museum. They have a lot of Mr. Rogers puppets, not all, but some of them. They have Lady Elaine, they have Sarah Saturday and King Friday, and they have the owl. I forgot what the owl was called. And they have a cute little kitten that lives with the owl. And they have the Platypus family that had a lot of kids, and they have the little King Friday. I just love puppets, and it was a wonderful thing to see. So I'm hoping and praying that we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm sorry I didn't do. I was in before we came here. We're in Rochester, New York, and I want to thank the fans in Rochester, New York, for driving me to 3 churches. In fact, the couple that drove me from Rochester, New York, the lady works for NBC, and she is a journalist, and her husband works for Kodak, and they were very nice to me, and they gave me a ride to 3 places, and I send my love and thanks for them driving me to the 3 places to drop off the music. And I thank the 2 guys that drove me to take my music today. So, well, I'm hoping, it's just been a wonderful trip. The only thing I just wish someone didn't, where didn't take the money out of the container, where, I left behind the bar, I guess so Jonah and I are going to put the money on the stage from now on, so that doesn't happen again. So I'm grateful that we still can divide up the $500, and we just have to be careful, more careful than careless. So we're going to Baltimore, Maryland tomorrow, and we're going to stay with Jonah's friends in the forest preserves that are 100 miles away. I hope it's safe. That's kind of weird. But your friends are cool. We're staying with in Baltimore, Maryland. Who we're staying with in Philadelphia. We got a place in Philadelphia. Fans there.
No, we're staying in a hotel.
And at a hotel where?
Philadelphia.
Oh, great. What about New York? You haven't figured that one out.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, maybe just Gomer Prowl would say, surprise. We don't know where we're going to be staying, but we know we got to think positive that we'll always are in our right place, because I'm God-centered. I'm always in my right place. I got to think positive. So, anyway, I want to thank you for being a part of the broadcast, and I am so grateful I can get out and meet you fans in the states where you're from, and get to know you and shake your hands. Go to my website, artbyliebehart.com, and you can see when I'm going to be in your town again. That's artbyliebehart.com. That's ARTBYLIEBEHART. And I'd like you to check out our new album, Space Ranger. It's really good, and it's got great reviews. It's right now we're only selling it on cassette tape, but we are doing a Kickstarter to raise money to get vinyl of the Space Ranger. So I signed an album I did with Adam Papagan, a vinyl album I did with him, with Evil Records, and I can't find mine, or put in storage somewhere. Well, it's beautiful, and Pittsburgh reminds me a lot of San Francisco. You ought to call this the camel country, because everything is hilly, like San Francisco. And it's I call San Francisco and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the camel country, because everything is on these. You have to go up and down the hills. Well, I like you fans, sir. Welcome to write me or email me at davidliebehartman@gmail.com, and let me know how you feel and what you're thinking about. We have a lot of. We find out what state we're in. Where I'm going to be on tour until I get a break November the 7th, and then I go back October the what?
October 22nd is our next show.
October the 27th, and then again.
22nd and 28th.
28th of November.
October.
28th of November. Aren't I going to be able to? That's going to cut into my Thanksgiving dinner at the Agape Church.
No, it's the 20th of October.
What about November?
November, you got the 17th and 18th.
Oh, well, it's not going to mess up my Thanksgiving, is it?
No.
I'd like to go, if you ever want to get a good vegan dinner, I've been trying to get Jonah to go with me. The Agape Church that Reverend Beckwith is pastor of, it's a New Age church, and they have the best vegan meals. Practically everybody in his church are vegans, and they make the best vegan turkey and dressing and salad and jello without sugar, natural fruits, things that Jonah would like, and they make the best pumpkin pie without sugar. The natural, they use the natural taste of the pumpkin and the natural taste of the sweet potato, and they don't use any kind of sugar in their food that they serve there. It's great. So if you're a vegan, it's in Culver City. It's called the Agape Church of Religious Science. they have a wonderful meal for people out there that have nowhere to go for Thanksgiving, and there's a lot of family-oriented people. Yeah, even though I'm a Christian Scientist, I enjoy going there for Thanksgiving dinner and being a part of their New Thought family. Anyway, I'm hoping I can make it this year. I missed last year. Nick Gibbs had 2 services at the Christian Science Church, and by the time I finished the second service, and I took the subway and the bus over to the Agape Church, it was all over with. So I'm hoping I make the next day. So we're on a wet, slippery freeway. I hope that clears up. A lot of rain. I couldn't find any razors. They wanted for one razor, Jonah, you've got to take me to a Dollar Tree or a reasonable place to buy razors. They wanted $7.99 for one razor at Rite Aid. That is a nightmare. That is outrageous to pay for a razor to shave my face. And I've been using these doll razors that I've had for 4 months that I need to get rid of, and they're scratching up my face. So Jonah's lucky he's got a machine to shave with. I got to get one of those. I used to have one of those when I was married, but my ex-wife gave it to the guy she left me for, Roberto Julius Gonzalez, the shaver I used to have. But I'll get another one. Excuse me. So we're heading to stay in a hotel. I'm going to enjoy the hotels. So, what are the places? We don't have any hotels in Canada.
No.
And where else?
Well, it remains to be seen. We don't know yet for most of the other places.
Okay. So, it was great being in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The only thing I didn't like is someone ran off with the money we made in our selling all the t-shirts and stuff. That's kind of rough. This water is beautiful on the side of the road. I love lakes and I love water. I used to go fishing with my dad a lot in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and camping with him. It was a lot of fun. And I belonged to the 4-H club in Wisconsin and Michigan. And that was always fun to go to as well. So, I guess that's about it. I just want to thank you all for watching The Adventures of David Lee Bahard. I enjoyed being in Rochester, New York. I want to thank the fans that came out to support me in Rochester, New York, and Buffalo, New York. We had a good time together. We had a good time tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's good to go out and meet the fans in the different cities they live in. And I'm going to have gone to back to Canada this year for places. Where are we going to in Canada?
Going to Montreal.
Ottawa.
London, Ontario. And one other place now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, before we just went to Vancouver together.
Yeah.
I used to go to Ontario and Montreal with my family on family reunions. I have family that are from Canada. My Caucasian side helped free slaves up from the south up to Canada. And I had a wonderful Sunday school teacher that did a puppet show called The Friendly Giant, who was from there. And he was a very talented guy, very talented musician. I hope we missed the cold snow there because they have brutal winters there. Well, I guess I don't have no more to say, but I just want to thank you for hanging out with me and watching the David Lieberhart Show and the broadcast, and keep on watching. And I want to get on that new puppet show that's on Comedy Central. What is that called?
I don't know if it's on, is it on Comedy Central?
It's on Comedy Central now. They did 2 seasons. Got this big monster puppet.
Gorburger Show.
I want to go on Gorburger Air. I worked with Gorburger Air with Jonah one time, and I worked with Gorburger Air with Adam Bob again 3 different times. So if you could email Gorburger Air and tell him that he should have David Lieberhart as a guest on his show, and even have David as a regular or a semi-regular on his show, because I'm looking for a new home that can be used as an actor and a musician and a puppeteer more. I'm grateful for everything Tim and Eric have done for me. I'm grateful that Tim and Eric let me be in their special. I'm grateful for every little bit, because when you're grateful for a little bit, you get more. So I guess I'm going to sign off and wish you all a good night or a good day wherever you are, and keep on watching the David Lieberhart Show. We'll have more good adventures together. Thank you. Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening. Sorry we didn't have a show last week, but so much other stuff was happening, I figured it was a little unnecessary. We released the Outer Dimensions album, David's remix album. That's out now at artbylieberhart.com and bandcamp.com, and I think it's, if not now, it will be soon on all the other music distribution networks. But if you go to artbylieberhart.com and you order one of our shiny new Salome buttons, you will get that album as a download for free. They're pretty nice buttons. And let's see, if you go to Bandcamp, you can also get that album for free if you buy a poster or a t-shirt or something else, a DVD, I think. Also this week, we're starting to release a series of videos on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/artbylieberhart. That's the Fiverr reviews, where we pay a bunch of random people $5 on Fiverr.com to review the new remix album. Some of them are pretty funny. The one coming out Thursday is probably my favorite, but we've got more rolling in. We'll probably have like 7 or 8 of them. We'll release a new one every day or so. I'm booking a couple tours right now for David, so keep an eye out for announcements on an August tour of the West Coast US, and then in September we'll be going from Las Vegas to Detroit, back to Boise, Idaho, and Reno, everything in between there. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you next week.